Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. I'm making this video to have an ideas how to get or how to fill up the travel exemption for the travelers to or going to Australia. So this is the travel exemption portal. You need to create first your account here. It looks like a Facebook or any social media account that you need to create an account, then password, then you need to verify it on your email address. So this is the that is the link. You may copy that is the link, and this is the portal. So when you log in, you will see like this, but if you are a first timer, you will not see this, only half of this. So submit new request. Okay, so this is the request travel form. So if you are traveling going to Australia, you are qualified if you are one of these choices. So Australian citizen and permanent resident don't need to get a travel exemption approval. Plan to transit for less than 72 hours is look like you have a connecting flight and you landed in Australia and waiting for the next flight. It's either going to New Zealand or wherever, but that is your layover airport to Australia. Then I am New Zealand citizen, usually resident in Australia. So if you're under this category, you just click this. And this is the most common immediate family of an Australian citizen or permanent resident. So if you say immediate family, you are either a spouse is for married couple. De facto partners, you're not married but you've been living together for 12 months. And dependent child is either biological child, stepchild, adopted child, whatever. Then legal guardian of an Australian citizen. For example, there is a minor kid that wants to travel and you are the legal guardian, so you accompanying the child to travel abroad, so you're qualified as legal guardian. Then other reason, I have compassionate and compelling need to travel urgently, including a vessel seeking safe haven. I need an urgent medical treatment or medical evacuation, and you have critical skill. So for mine, I click here is I am immediate family of a member. So in this box, you need to explain why are you requesting a travel exemption, then 200 words maximum. So whatever statement you put here, whatever explanation you put here, you must accompanying it, or you must include na lang. It's so hard to say accompanying. Okay, you must include any documents relevant to your statement, or maybe picture. On my request, I include some pictures that relevant on my request. Then traveler request, if you are only one to travel, it's alright. If you are more than one, you can just click add this one, add and add. Okay, action, for example, add. Oh, this is the one it will come out. For example, you are the one who applying, so main applicant. But if your partner is the one applying for you, it will be spouse. If an employer, it will just say employee. I think employee, I don't know. Don't know. Then given name, family name, date birth, country of resident, passport number, passport, country. So in this box, you can use this for any little clips or what you call this, that you are, for example, okay, wait, this Australian visa status. Not required if you are Australian citizen. Visa holder if you already have a tourist visa or any kind of visa. Visa applied if you have just fill up the visa application form. So to those who has not visa holder, you just need this click, so that if you click that, what kind of visa, so let's put 600. Then you can put here now the transaction reference number of your visa application. Then you can put here that you still didn't apply for visa. You will apply a visa once exemption granted. Okay, then because your visa is still not applied or granted, you just use the TRN. But if you have a granted visa, you can use your visa granted number. So for example, ayan, okay, you don't need this, and for example, you add already close, so it will appear here everything what you write on that box. So travel details, intended travel date, just put there. Even you still don't know when you will travel, just put there 2 months from now. For example, you apply March 20, right? You just put there May 10, May 20, or May 15, not more than 2 months, so that they can priority your reviews or your application. Your current location is where you're located now. List all the countries, so it's where you're located right before you travel to Australia. Then contact details in Australia. So this is your intended address, or what your address in Australia, like that. Oh, that's my username. So intended travel in Australia, this is intended address, address in Australia, that where you will stay. Then this one, details of your Australian citizen. So I just clicked earlier immediate family, right? So here is the details of an Australian citizen or a permanent member. Is your partner or a spouse. Then of course you will add his or her passport details here. Click add, like that. So supporting documents. So supporting documents is, like I told you earlier, whatever do you think is relevant to your statement, you attach it. For example, birth certificate, marriage certificate, birth certificate of the children, marriage certificate if you're married, de facto registration relationship if you are in de facto, utility bills, passport stamp of your partner that always come to your country like that. Like I told you, it will depend on your statement what you will attach. So that's it. Then if you cannot finish this, you can just click save draft. Then you can continue finish it later on. But if you're confident in your application and it's all finished, you can just click submit. Okay. Save drafts natin. Then we go to notification. If you receive after you submit it, I don't know how long it takes now, because before when I apply, it's just only 2 days when I receive my approval. So, for example, you already submit and you receive an email, you will know that you are granted if you see this. Your request has been assessed as meeting the following exemption criteria. So, we meet the exemption criteria as an immediate family member of Australian or permanent resident. Then, this is the email you will receive if you're not been granted or they're not satisfied on your request or attachment evidence that you're requested of assessment to determine if you are exempt. It's based on the information, I'm not satisfied that you're saying, so you are still subject to travel restriction. So that will be the email if you don't get exemption approval. And this is my application before. I have 3 applications. The first application is I got a wrong details I input in the travel form or travel exemption form. Then after a week, I applied again, and after 2 days, December 19, I received my approval. But in that email, it's indicate my single name, and I'm not confident to use that exemption because I don't have any IDs on my single name. I only have one document that I am the person. It's my birth certificate. So after 2 months of worrying, I tried to submit again. Correction because I don't know where to correct my application, right? So I submit a new request and put there this. Like my first video, I still put everything in, but on the additional in passport information, I put my first approved exemption with the number. This is the number. Then what is the outcome status exempt? So on my son, by the time that I get approved, by the time our first approval of exemption, the citizenship by TSEN is still on process. But January 5, they've been granted to become Australian citizenship by TSEN. So when I apply this second request or maybe third request on February 9, I put this. So my sons don't need what you call this, they don't need visa because they are already Australian citizen. When you click the message or the email they send to you on your portal, if you are exempt, this will be the outcome status exempt. And if you're not exempt, this is from the first exemption that I applied. And if you're not exempt, of course, it will not exempt. The outcome status will be not exempt. So once they decided their decision, they already have decision, it will indicate you're close. So that's all I can say now. And I can advise that I'm not be a professional. This is only based on my experience and to help someone asking me, how did I get my travel exemption approved in just 2 days like that? Then, if you have clarification, comment, you just comment down on the comment box and I'm happy to answer it. What else I can say? So far, this is only I can share with you. The next video I will share to you is about applying an Australian citizenship by descent and a simple tourist visa application. So I hope you like my simple. I'm not professional in doing blogging, but I hope you appreciate it. Thank you. God bless.